What's up, guys? Marco Flores here with Nerd the Bay. We're checking out a game called Hole.io. It's another .io game. It's a versus multiplayer game where you are essentially just a hole um, sucking things in your hole. Do I need to be careful with the wording I say? I don't know. But yeah, so if you ever played any of the other IO games, there's usually like a trope to it, like Agario was you becoming a blob and you absorbing other players, multiplayer live multiplayer game, and you're absorbing them to become bigger. I think we played another game where what was it the other game that we played? I'm trying to remember. And we were getting bigger. I think it was like an RPG ish, like Sword.io or something like that. Um, so in this one, you are absorbing people, like objects, things that are big enough to go in your hole. Oh man. So yeah, you're becoming bigger and you're absorbing all these people, cars, buildings. Actually, once you get big enough, signs, stuff like that, and of course you're going up against other players. So as you can see here, I'm being chased by a bigger hole. So you want to you want to absorb as much things that are in the area in the vicinity as fast as possible because it's a little different compared to other IO games because there's a timer where you need to be at a certain like I believe you got to be like in first place for before that time is done. So you can see that I'm trying to absorb this light post and my hole is not big enough and yeah, so I had to move on. You'll start to see things that you're possibly able to absorb as they go into your they go into your hole. But if they start shaking around and they're not going in exactly, then you can't absorb it. And then see, as you can see, I got bigger, so now I can absorb the signposts. Maybe a small car if I could come across one. But yeah, the fastest way to get bigger in this game, I would say, is find a group or a clump of like humans and small signs that can get you bigger faster, because even though you're in a timer, it does take a little bit of a while to find the necessary things so you can get bigger. And so yeah, you're controlling with your finger and it's not in a set position. Like if you leave it alone going up, then it moves up. You're actually holding it up for long periods of time. Oh, I was able to get a sign. There you go. So I got bigger right away. So let's see what I can get. But you're also able to get bigger, of course, when you're absorbing other players. But you have to make sure that they're smaller than you at your current size. So it's a good idea to absorb like the small things like the trees. Once you get bigger, of course, like not signs, but like road blockers in a sense, like dividers. They have like mini dividers that are going around in the street. Those are a good idea to absorb. And then once you get bigger, then just absorb all the cars and then like once you become much bigger, absorb other players because I believe the players give you much more of a like multiplier to get bigger than any of the objects like the cars and such. So now I'm getting cars and I guess those are like 3 points. So like okay, now I can grab players and now I was able to grab my first player there. So I'm much bigger and now I'm almost in the realm of being able to absorb buildings. But I need like of course I need things to be able to absorb. So you're going in areas where there's a lot of things that's coming towards you and stuff like that. So signs, people, cars driving your way. You're able to absorb that big ass building right there, that circular building, but you need to be big enough. Oh, okay, got hit. See, that guy that ate me was able to absorb a big building. So I need to be able to do the same. But again, you're on a timer, so that big guy's fast too. You're on a timer, so you have to do these things and consider how much time you have left. So a lot of the times the games are pretty quick. They're like what 2 minute games? Yeah, 2 minutes to be first, maybe before to survive and keep going. Um, so yeah, 2 minute games, and then if you're not like in first place by those 2 minutes, then the game is over for you, and then you would have to start all over and play a new game. Oh, and then you can see that there was somebody that had a crown, which indicates that they're in first place. I believe in this recording that I was not able to get in first place. One thing that you can see that I'm having trouble with is the controls because again, like other IO games, once you're moving and you're kind of leave your control alone, whatever it's a mouse or maybe your finger if you're playing on mobile, it continues to move up, right? But in this game, you have to actively keep your finger moving up. So it kind of gets in the way of you moving a lot. Because like, say you're moving up, but your finger's at the end of the screen. If you're at the end of the screen and you're trying to move up, you let go of the screen, then you stop, which is kind of an issue, or at least something that I was more used to in other IO games. That I was still able to automatically move if I just left the finger alone, but I was moving up at that current moment. So maybe that'll be something that they can improve a little bit later. But you can see I was able to move the building, so it's like, ooh, okay. So I want to get bigger. What else is out there? Okay, grab people, grab other holes, grab cars because I can do that now. As long as I'm able to get bigger in a pretty fast rate, then I should be okay. But I do want to, as you become much bigger, I believe there are points to whatever you absorb. Like people is 1 point, like small signs and cars. Cars are 3 points in this game, and then like maybe buildings is like 5 or 4 points. Other players maybe it's like 5 points, and maybe there's like a point chart saying like at what point do you get bigger if you absorb these many points, sort of thing. But yeah, that's usually what you're running into when you're especially in the beginning of the game, finding small things to absorb in your hole. It's not getting tired. To find small things to absorb in your hole, people, signs, and stuff. And then once you get bigger, then you can move on to like bigger signs and signposts and cars. And then once you get bigger than that, then maybe, or at that time, you can start maybe thinking about the smaller hole multiplayer people that are there, and then buildings, what have you. But just your main objective is just to get to first place. That's just if this game revolves around surviving by becoming in first place, then that is your main objective, is to get on first place. So oh, they got me. Somebody absorbed a building, so yeah. So let's see. There you go. So I'm a little bigger. 60 seconds remaining, so I do need to get some work done. Let's see. So like once the time starts counting down, then you kind of get into padding mode, because if you're not in first place, then maybe the game is over and then you got to start all over. And I think the drive is like, okay, well, I got this hole this big, I want to keep it this way. So you do want to become in first place. Well, in other IO games where you can kind of like chill out and just absorb, like the non-player, the NPC things that you can absorb, and then if there's somebody smaller than you, then you can absorb those players. In this one, there's a timer, so like you're kind of franticing once the timer goes down. Okay, and they move pretty fast. Different than other IO games, because once you're bigger, you become slower, but then you're covering a lot more area. So that's pretty much. This is pretty much what Hole.io is. It's actually pretty fun. The IO games are always fun, I think. No matter what the circumstance or the trope is, whether it's like you slashing a sword against other people and you have a bigger sword once you kill people, or you're absorbing him through your black hole, or becoming a blob. Whatever the IO game is, they're usually pretty fun. So I hope to find like more unique IO games that are out there as well. But yeah, this is definitely a cool one. You definitely should check it out. There are ads. There are ads when at the end of the game. Like once you say you didn't become first place, there are ads playing. So you do have to deal with that. A little bothersome, but I can understand trying to get paid and all that stuff. But I did have to edit this video down just so you don't see the ads, because yeah, I don't want. If I can avoid you guys being able to watch ads, then I will take those ads out if they're not in a so much frequent basis. But yeah, as you can see, I was able to absorb another hole, and there's another one I can grab. I'm trying to get those. Yeah, there you go. So now I can grab cars, trees. I can just go to town, but get away from the bigger holes because they're gonna eat me. There's another big one. 2 small ones again. All right, I'm bigger now, so I can maybe a building. Let's see if I can absorb a building. But these cars are coming towards my way, so I just grab them all. Grab all the cars if you can. Now let's think about a building. There you go. Kind of looks like Katamari in a sense because the buildings are all like all over the place. But I'm trying to grab them, so like that's why I'm staying in this area. Like, come on, get in my hole. Okay, it's not funny to get in there. Okay, get in the hole. Come on, let's go. That's a bigger building, so I'm not even able to move it. If you can't move whatever thing you're trying to absorb, then yeah, it's probably not so much good luck. There you go. And then I guess it could get jammed in. Okay, there you go. Now let's start doing some damage. So I'm big. Oh no! See, the timer, man. If there was no timer, I would say like yeah, it would be another IO game where like people just chill, absorb when they can, and then just be as big as you can be. But again, with this timer, there's it's again like I said, there's a lot more frantics. Like okay, so people are panicking just so they can just survive in this game, which adds to the game, I think. At the same time, like oh man, like I'm just getting good. I got a good roll going. I don't want to stop it. So yeah, there's ups and downs to this. There you go, garbage can. Garbage. The sign blockers or the sidewalk blockers, whatever those are. Those are great to be able to get bigger faster. Trees. If there's multiple trees around, I don't think I can absorb that. There was people on the roof. If I can get big enough, I can grab those people. Trash can I can get, but again, control wise, it does need a little bit of work. I would like it for it to be auto moving if I'm able to, but as of right now in this recording, can't do that yet. So getting much bigger. So I'm starting to get the grasp of things and like okay, I know what to go for. So let's try to survive and grab things and grab people. Get in there, yeah, buddy. There you go. So now, okay, buildings are more likely. Get more other holes. Because in playing in the multiplayer game, you're in this area. So like, the more time that you're trying to get becoming bigger, and you're not, that means that the other players are already like either succeeding or trying to get as big as you can, but they're trying to find the good areas where to absorb. Like see all these cars coming your way. Maybe there's another player that's already got a lot of the cars, so that's why they're much bigger, faster. So I just got eaten by the king, the first place right now. And then yeah, 10 seconds remaining. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna win this one. So just enjoy it. Just enjoy this game. 5 seconds. So that is it for Hole.io, guys. It's a lot of fun. You guys should check it out. So that's it for this video, guys. If you guys like what you see here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.